Alright lads and lassies, my name is Steve, aka Irish Steve, lifelong Arsenal fan. So why don't you sit yourself down, make a brew, grab a beer, whatever you're into, and enjoy Club Football, the World Cup edition. Toodle pip.
Where did you all meet? Oh, we grew up together.
Yeah, we're related.
Yeah, me and Jack and our other brother John.
Oh, you know, my classic American charm will win everyone over.
Just don't talk, John, you'll be fine. Hello and welcome to episode 15 of Club Football, the EPL show. But this is World Cup edition and it will be for the rest of the World Cup. My name's Tom Hughes. I'm introduced by myself, but I will also introduce the person who's with me every week, the light of my life, the charming star himself. Arcade, how's it going, mate?
I like the charming star.
You can have
That's
that.
really good there.
Good name for an album.
But also joining us, Tom, all the way from Who Wants Some Freedomville? It's America. Fuck yeah. It's John, the producer. First time sitting in.
Yeah, I'll see. You got your swear out of the way right in my
Right up the
introduction.
box.
I feel
Jack reached straight into the box.
In the
I feel honored.
In the words of John McCain, welcome to the party, pal.
Let's get together, head out to the coast, have a few laughs. How's it going, John? What's happening?
Nothing. Just living large in South Canberra as usual. Just getting ready to. I'm planning on. Are you still going to do that tomorrow with me, Tom? Are we going to go to the Alliance Francaise and watch this game?
Yeah, man. 6 o'clock in the morning, isn't it?
You into it? Yeah, it's just going to be me and the lad, me and the boy. So the ladies are going to stay at home. But yeah,
I'll be there 100%.
good. So I'm gearing up for that. And
what is it? Is it a beer and pastry thing, or is it more of a coffee vibe?
I think it's more of a coffee and pastry kind of thing. They got a little deal. You know, it's $10 for a coffee and a croissant. So,
where is it, John?
in O'Connor,
What's the
next
place
to the
called?
Croatian club.
What's the place called?
It's called the Alliance Francaise. So if anyone wants to come and hang out with us
Yeah.
and meet a handsome American and his son and some guy from Liverpool.
And this is strange Scouser. Yeah, absolutely.
I like
Free
the idea.
advert.
Where did you all meet? Oh, we grew up together.
Yeah, we're related.
Yeah, me and
We're
Jack
brothers.
and our other brother John.
Yeah, where did you guys meet each other? The bedroom next to mine. What are you talking about? Don't we look alike?
Twins.
Yeah.
The doppelgangers.
Yeah.
With the three doppelgangers. But yeah, John, it's nice to have you here. It's
Thank you.
I've never actually met John or spoke to John or seen John, except I've got a photo of John on my phone. And that's
Really?
all I'm prepared to say about that. It's the photo of you on the profile
Oh, yeah.
The photo of you on the boat.
on the boat.
Yeah, that was my trip to America last July. I didn't have any
Ladies.
photos of myself.
Ladies,
So-
gentlemen, check it out. It's on our socials. It's not bad. Tom, where is our socials?
It's pretty stunning. Yeah, we do have socials, guys. We have Instagram at Club Football Podcast. We've got Twitter at Club Football Pod, and we've got a Facebook page as well. So come and say a little bit of a hello to us. Jack, don't be hiding away the glamour of your weekend
Oh, it's so rock and roll.
in Hunter Valley.
So rock and roll.
Tell us about it.
Well, John is also a musician. John, I'll just throw a question out to you.
Sure.
At what point in your musical career did you think, I'm going to sell myself for a little bit of money?
Well, I'm still yet to see my first dime from music, even after about 20 years of it.
Can I
Not
just say a
really.
little side note to this?
No.
I went to see John's show. It was a really
Yeah.
quiet gig, really under the radar, but he invited me.
Yeah.
And I went, and he ended up giving me a t-shirt and a vinyl for free. so the guy's
It's
giving
my
out
own fault.
merch for free. What's he
John, you
doing?
could
He's
definitely
never gonna
make a
make
dime
money.
out of music.
Yeah, I mean,
Jack
John's
makes me pay for
essentially
his stuff.
Spotify.
yeah. Yeah, I Spotified myself, basically. No, I think the first time I played, I used to be in a band called Clock Cleaner in the aughts, and we were kind of like a loud, abrasive, obnoxious band. But the first time I did something purely for money, which turned out to be a really fun time, was we played at the Sailor Jerry store very uncharacteristic of me or
Sailor
our
Jerry.
music. Huh? Yeah, or Sailor Jerry. But we knew someone that worked there who's a good friend of mine still to this day. And yeah, it was really weird, but it turned out to be a great time. We played out front of the store in the middle of Center City, Philadelphia, and there were people like diving off of the trees in the street, into each other, like trying to approximate stage diving. So it was really funny, but that was probably up to the point the most we've been paid for a gig because it was, all that Sailor Jerry's rum money. But yeah, I don't know.
I wish I had some Sailor Jerry's rum money.
It's all gone now, I'll tell you.
He spent it all by moving to Canberra.
Yeah, I probably spent it all maybe a week or two later, but
it was a good week.
It was a good week.
Yeah,
a lot of sick days.
It's those gigs. Look, it's basically, if the tax man's listening, I don't make any money off it, but it's a corporate gig I do like 4 times a year in the Hunter Valley. And for anyone who doesn't know where the Hunter Valley is, it's essentially, if you're English, it's essentially the Lake District, but with loads of wine. And there's grapes and there's vineyards everywhere, and it's my favorite place I've been to.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Other than Brooklyn, Williamsburg in New York, this is up there for me. This is second, and the two places have nothing in common. But I was
gonna say they don't remind me of each other.
No, they're not.
They both had Jack. Jack's the glue which unites.
Which keeps it all together.
That's true.
Yeah. It's I just love that place. And I do it like 4 times a year, and it's a free weekend away for me and the missus. And I get a sizable charitable donation into the Jack Hughes Don't Give Up on Music Fund.
Yeah. Well, what does the gig entail? What are you doing?
Oh, stop trying to get involved in my big paycheck.
Yeah, Spotify, John, leave it alone.
Do you have like an email or something for the person who puts this on, or like a phone number I can text?
How can we make this even freer, Jack?
Yeah. Hey, that Jack Hughes guy said you're a real dick. He said he didn't want to do your stupid quarterly gigs at all. Maybe you could do them, American. Foolish American.
Foolish American man, you. But yeah, it pays for our electricity and gas every time the bill comes in. So it's a good little earner. What have you been up to, Tommy Tom?
I've been up to not much at all. I've been watching so much World Cup football. I've watched everything so far.
All the games. Have you gotten up in the middle of the night? Did you watch Qatar?
4 games.
For you.
No, I've not. I'm off work at the moment, aren't I? So I've got all day to
sign on with a pen in your hand, and you'll never get a job.
It's amazing how passionate about Senegalese football you can become in 90 minutes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've watched loads of footy.
You're as enthusiastic as the Pakistani people they're paying to go and support these teams.
I tell you what, mate, they turn up.
They're
not bad, mate. Better than Bournemouth fans. Look, we will obviously.
Bournemouth gets such a hard time on this show.
We will get back to the cherries. Look, we'll get back to the football. We're gonna really get into the World Cup, and we're gonna have a really good chat about it. But before we forget, let's do a little bit of cleaning up. Big thanks again for the introduction to the show this week, Irish Steve. Well, his name's just Steve, but he's sort of Irish Steve now, isn't he? And he's a big friend of the pod, and he's got his introduction this week. So thanks very much, Steve.
Tom, do you want to tell people the story of Irish Steve eating sausage rolls?
We'll do that when he comes on. He's going to come on.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, we'll get him on that one. Don't worry.
It's good.
Don't steal his thunder.
And we've added a new song to the Away Day playlist as well this week, which is on Spotify. Bit of a playlist for you to listen to when you're getting a bit G'd up for the football. And this week it's Chumbawamba. Oh, get knocked down, but I'll get up again. Mainly because it was from '98 and it was just the best World Cup ever.
It was a very good year.
Was associated. We've also been asking people to send in their predictions for who's going to win the World Cup. Jack and I spoke a little bit about it last week, and we talked about ours. So just for a reference on that, I went for Brazil, of course. I went for the favourites, big time, because I'm boring. Jack went for France, who I think were the joint favourites, but then lost half the team to injury and stuff.
Yeah, I've changed mine.
Courtney's gone for Portugal, which is a big shout, and I think a good shout. And who have you gone for, John? Who's your fancy?
I was in Jack's camp originally because I love the French team, but they have like half their team's gone now. Benzema's out. N'Golo Kante is injured for a billion years, so I think it's going to have to be Spain.
Go on, Spain.
Yeah, I think they're going to be the sneaky team that takes it this year.
The sneaky armada.
The sneaky, incredible international football team. Yeah, that no one would ever think World Cup.
You know what?
Yeah, Spain's for me.
I was looking at Spain because I think most Spain teams in the last sort of like 15 years have had a couple of superstars.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really feel like Spain have got any top superstars in there, but they've got a boss squad. They've got a really good team, haven't they? And Jessica as well. She's gone for Spain. So not many people going for Spain, but to be honest, John, I think they've probably got a decent chance. And throughout the tournament as well, we'll keep referencing this list that we've compiled and who thinks who's going to win the World Cup. So Johnny and Alex, for example, have gone for Argentina, which I think is also a pretty good shout. And a whole host of people are going for Brazil, including Mark.
I know we usually do this off pod.
Yeah.
But should we do a international shirt giveaway?
It's not a bad idea.
We can do an international shirt giveaway, yeah.
You lucky people at home.
Yeah. As producer, I'm okaying this.
John's producer.
John's ticked it. John the producer has ticked it off. Producer John the producer.
It gets 3 tick boxes and it's only
I'm giving this one the green light. All right. Some Hollywood speak here.
Best producer ever. Just comes in and starts giving away shirts.
Yeah. I'm also giving away Tom's apartment. So if anyone wants to move in, it's nice.
And my music.
Yeah, I'm giving away Jack's gig in the Hunter Valley to myself. Bit of a rigged one there.
Well, I tell you what then. Maybe what we do is whoever wins the tournament, we'll put those names into a hat. We'll have a look at it. I tell you what, next time we come back on the pod, we'll have an idea how we're going to do
plan for it.
But we are going to give a shirt away for the end of the World Cup to you guys, the people out there, which is great. John?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about World Cup memories now, sort of our early World Cup memories.
Sure.
Now, I mean, you are the elder statesman of the team, really. So I thought I'd ask you first.
How old are you, John?
I'm 41. I know, right?
No, people.
Yeah, I love. Look, you can.
Why is he always wearing slippers?
This is how old I am. I'm a huge fan of the show on Facebook.
3 a.m.
Yeah, I have dinner at 3 a.m. All right, watch out. No, I'm on. Yeah, I'm all over. Yeah, I have dinner at 3 p.m. Actually, I'm all over Facebook, just posting Minions memes. At all hours of the day before I fall asleep at 6 p.m.
Yeah. Have you got one of them plastic covers on your couch?
Yep,
well?
I have that. I give out Werthers to the kids around the neighborhood.
Yeah. What's your favorite season of Murder, She Wrote?
Come on, this is a stupid question. You
The
know
one
it's
he
the
was
fourth
in?
season.
The one he was in, yeah.
The one my sister was in. Wow.
Go on then, John.
What's
Early
my
footy
earliest memory?
memories.
I was thinking about this today because you mentioned it this week. It's not even really a football memory. It's kind of cool because my first memory of the World Cup as a thing was I was probably 3 years old. And this is just after the 82 World Cup. I had one of those footballs with all the countries on it.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, what is this?
A globe.
Yeah, I didn't, football in Philadelphia, nobody plays, no one cared about soccer, as they call it in Philadelphia when I was a kid, You're a weirdo.
What would be the big sport in Philly growing up?
Oh, it was definitely American football, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Go on, Eagles.
Yep. That city lives and breathes the Philadelphia Eagles. When they play, like nothing else matters. The city really kind of shuts down. You're kind of the pariah if you don't watch the game. But
yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't really a thing when I was a kid. But then, in '94, we hosted the World Cup. And that was cool. That kind of changed. That changed everything for the way even like American sport was televised. After that, they never used to keep the the timer, the clock on the screen constantly. And after that World Cup, it was like people were craving it. You had to have the clock on the screen at all times. It's a stupid bit of minutia, but
So did it used to just come up randomly and you go,
Yeah.
oh shit, there's 10 minutes left?
yep, it was just like, American football games would pop up on the screen. It wasn't there consistently.
That's
could be wrong.
insane.
That's
I feel like
crazy.
So you'd have to
Yeah,
just guess it.
Well, there's so many stoppages in American football. Somebody sneezes and they go to commercial for 20 minutes.
It
When
is
John
true.
was a kid, used to just be able to tell the time by how many things there was on the Liberty Bell.
Well, yeah,
Jack's got all his ages jokes, and we're gonna get so many age
okay.
sheets.
well,
American specific age jokes.
well, when I was churning butter in Lancaster, Pennsylvania in the 1860s, it was kind of hard to see the Liberty Bell.
He didn't even
From-
get to. He
from
didn't
the
even get to
farm.
watch the match. He just had to look at Armish drawings of
I-
the scenes.
I remember when football was invented, guys. All right, so let's, I can say, I could say really, when the USA win the World Cup this year, that we're bringing it home. No, but
I tell you what, I'd love it to happen.
being ridiculous.
I'd love
There's
it.
no
to
way
happen.
it's happening, but
That'd be the
to,
first time an American team is legitimately a world champion, isn't it?
yeah, I think so. Oh, there's probably been a time when the American baseball. I don't follow international baseball, but I'm sure they've won the Olympics or something. I love baseball, but the American in me does not care about any international baseball tournament at all. It's the World Series or nothing.
the World
I don't-
Series.
I don't care if the rest of the world isn't invited, except for one team in Canada. I don't care. If you're that good, you come to the States and you play here. All right, that's what it means. The World Series. Everyone's invited to come and try and make our league. All right,
So
you
if-
can't. Sorry. Have fun
so-
playing in Taiwan. No.
If you are interested in living the American dream, please reach out to John. He's got some brilliant advice so how we can make it happen.
Yeah.
Jack, what's your first World Cup memory?
Mine was a little bit later, Tom. As you know, I was not a football fan until I was 9, 10, maybe. And my first memory is 2006.
Jesus.
2006, Germany.
And do you remember what the moment would be?
Was it?
It was.
Was
it
it
was
Frank Lampard?
no, it was a man in a shirt that John's got on, smashing it off the crossbar and into the top of the net.
I don't remember this at all.
Zinedine Zidane took a penalty
Oh, he did, yeah.
and he
Yeah,
smashed it
did.
and at the top of the crossbar and bounced in. And I just remember going, "Wow!"
I remember it now. We were in
We were in
we were in
Cuba.
Cuba, weren't we?
Yeah. You know Cuba, John.
Wait. Well, I'm not allowed in Cuba. That's why I'm.
John's starting to sweat.
Shh! Don't tell anyone. When my wife came to visit me for the first time in Philadelphia, right when we met, she'd come from Cuba. And I was like, "You're in Cuba? What was that like?" And she had insane food poisoning.
Oh,
from
really?
Cuba. Yeah.
Yeah. Castro
Yeah.
always gets them in the
They
end.
get them. Well, Castro found out that she was coming to visit me, America's favorite son, and slipped her a dirty lobster.
I think we should get a t-shirt made of John that says America's favorite son on it.
It's me.
Yeah, let's do it,
Producer
man.
John.
With a
Producer
picture
John,
of him
America's
with him
favorite
just
son.
leaning on the Liberty Bell.
It says it on some it says John Sharkey, America's favorite son, on etched into the side of some old church from the 1800s too. So it's good to put that on the.
America's
shirt.
first son, I believe it says. Oh, John. Yeah, mine was Zidane.
It's pretty good memory. It's a
Yeah.
good memory to have. Mine was a lot more sort of heartbreaking than that, I guess. So my first real memory of the World Cup was '98, and I was new to it, And as young kids, John, we never got given an England kit
Yeah.
You know, you got a Liverpool kit.
Well, not
then
to cut
it's-
you off, but that's the thing about being a Liverpool supporter. It's not, you don't feel. I'm not going to speak for you, but we've talked about it. Yeah, you don't feel truly a part of the English thing.
yeah,
Right?
we are a little bit separated.
Yeah.
Although I did see 2 Scousers all over the news who went looking for a drink in Qatar and ended up in the Sheik's house with some lions or something.
You seen it?
I haven't seen any. I've just seen them getting interviewed about it, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, these are
Look,
2 proper
look,
Scousers."
the
these
two
fellas.
blues who went over, and they're from the Whittle.
Oh, are they from the Whittle, are
The
they?
Jedis. You know why we call them Jedis, John?
Why?
Because they're from the dark side. It's not
Oh,
like the
yeah.
other side of the
Yeah.
world.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Even though Jedis are good. Explain that one. Explain that
Yeah, that's
logic.
all right.
But still, how funny is that? Do you have a video I've seen as a woman lifting a top up at a match?
You know what?
Oh, God.
I'll send you.
I tell you what has changed has been. Remember, like when the World Cup was in like Russia, or it was before Russia, really. The cameramen had always just pick out just the most ridiculously beautiful women
Like a
in the
kiss
crowd.
concert.
And every now and again, they just go back to them.
Yeah.
That's completely changed.
Yeah.
This has been completely outlawed in the game, and probably about time, to be honest. It's 2022.
No, but you remember they'd be like, they'd show the Uruguay women or like the Colombians, and you go, oh, I'd love to go to Uruguay. You know what I mean?
I've heard it's
Now
a
it's-
beautiful country.
No, I don't know anything. My wife is listening. I do not know what you mean.
Jack, I've got no idea.
Now it's Colombia, and you go, oh, I'd love to go to Pakistan to see all them blokes.
Don't- They're good. They're trying to sing "It's Coming Home." It's not working. Yeah. So my first memory was Michael Owen scoring that goal against Argentina, where he wiggled through and smashed it in. And then in the same game, I remember Alan Shearer scored a disallowed goal. I think Sol Campbell fouled the keeper or something. And then obviously David Beckham got sent off for his little kick on Simeone, and then England lost on penalties. And I remember crying at the top of the stairs.
Do you think David Beckham created a monster that day in Diego Simeone?
What do you mean Simeone created the monster in Beckham?
No,
I think Simeone was always a monster.
Yeah, I think he was always a prick.
I think that guy hates football, man.
What if
I don't know why he
Definitely,
does what he does.
He coaches his sides like he hates football. I'll tell you that. Jeez.
What if Simeone lost all love for the game in that moment? when
Yeah, that's
Beckham
it.
kicked him? That's his origin story.
This is a great Genesis story. This is like an X-Men movie.
Yeah.
He wanted to play a high press and beautiful 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, with high attacking fullbacks and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And it just went dead that day.
All right. Okay. This is a Hollywood picture, right?
Yeah.
We're going to make you a star, kid. We're going to put you
greenlight
in
this
all
one.
the pictures. Right. John's greenlighting it. Producer John.
Already signed off.
Who plays Beckham in the film?
Yeah.
Right. Who creates this
The
monster?
Ryan Gosling.
Oh, it's
Good casting.
See?
It's good. It's
Good casting.
it's very
Who's
American
Simeone,
though,
though?
isn't it? He's
No,
already
that's-
Americanized the
that's
film,
thing.
hasn't he?
It's got to be Americanized anyway. You know what I mean?
And who plays Simeone then?
Who's Simeone?
Antonio Banderas.
Too old.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
they
he'd
see.
be
Let's take it back to your patch. Let's see. Hold on. Maybe what's the dude who plays the Peaky Blinders?
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy. Maybe
I think
give him a tan.
this is an older film, right?
Okay.
Because for some reason they go, I know this happened in '98, but what if it was in the '70s or the early '80s? Right, give it some real drama. We'll add some narcotics into the mix, right? Al Pacino plays Simeone, right?
Al Pacino plays Glenn
Who's the
Hoddle.
guy from 48 Hours, Tom?
48 hours.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro?
Not Eddie
Oh,
Murphy.
48 hours, the big guy.
Oh, Nick Nolte?
Nick
Nick
Nolte.
Nolte, yeah.
What's the sexiest man on the planet? Work that one out, right? He's Beckham. Who was also
Nick Nolte and Al Pacino.
once the sexiest man on the planet. Come on, it's all connected. It makes sense.
You can almost hear Simeone scream in the film, can't you? Hey, ref!
Yeah.
Hey, ref, mate! You better give him a card, mate! Because he's Al Pacino. That's
But
what Al
after that
Pacino
happens,
does.
you see like Simeone out in the parking lot, like putting razor blades in his boots, just like
Just real dirty stuff.
Doing the
Glass
dirty
in the
stuff.
shower.
Yeah.
All right, well, look, any
This used to be the beautiful game. Hoo-ah.
anyone with a lot of money out there who wants to put it together so we can make the dramatization of David Beckham getting sent off against Simeone in '98, let us know. Guys, let's have a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about the World Cup. Right, so we're back. Let's talk about the football. Let's get into it. And it is time for World Cup edition.
Game of the week.
In Game of the Week, we picked 3 of the games that we liked the most. Obviously, normally we do Premier League games. There's no Premier League games. So we've picked 3 games from the World Cup.
Trust me, I checked.
Yeah. There's 4 games, so 1 game's been left out. But this isn't official. This isn't sponsored by Budweiser.
wait, it's not.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I'm out of here.
But neither is much at Qatar at the minute. So these are just 3 games that we thought we'd sort of open up and talk about. In at number 3 for Game of the Week, Qatar 0, Ecuador 2. What are we learning from this game, guys? Are we learning that Qatar going to turn up? Because they never, did they? They were
We're learning that Qatar are definitely the host nation.
They were dire, man.
That was bad.
Have you seen the video of the Ecuador fan getting like abused by like what appears to be like a sheikh?
Yeah, I've seen that.
And he's going, shut up.
And he's doing the money symbol, isn't he, with his fingers?
And then I think that the captions to the video is "This man's last day on earth."
Yeah, that guy was definitely in trouble,
He's
mate.
gone. He's toast.
You know what? I don't know why. I didn't know Ecuador wore yellow. Swear to God.
I thought
Put the match on. There they are wearing yellow. Don't know what colour I thought he wore, but it wasn't yellow. Former Hammer, up the Hammers. Enna Valencia got himself a couple of goals. I mean, did you see the offside?
I was hard. I mean, he was offside.
He was offside, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was offside. He was a full body offside.
He was a full body offside.
Yeah, there's no way.
There's no argument, but
No.
What's mad about it? So if no one, I'm sure you've seen it, guys. I'm sure everyone's like completely hotbed for the World Cup, but they've introduced this new VAR semi-automated offside thing now, which helps them determine whether it's offside or not. It's supposed to take 20 seconds. It took about a minute to actually work, but it was offside. Valencia got 2 goals, which has shortened his odds for the Golden Boot at the tournament.
nice.
Which we can talk about a little bit later on.
I mean, I'm sure you would look like a Golden Boot favor against this Qatar team. Let's be honest.
I reckon I could turn up, Qatar were poor. They were really poor.
It's going to be rough. I don't even see them maybe scoring.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
tournament.
Like, I think there's definitely the political side of things, isn't there? I think
Let's get into that. Let's get into that.
Let's get cancelled. No.
Let's get into that.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, good.
Get into it.
It's a sham, isn't it? It's a sham of a World Cup. Top to bottom, it's a sham. But the things I'm learning in life is when it comes to FIFA, everything is.
Yeah.
Everything's for sale, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's Sepp Blatter coming out and being like, "Oh yeah, we probably shouldn't have gave it to them in his big house."
Yeah.
He's probably got a house on every continent.
It really doesn't make much
And
difference
he's
now,
like,
does it?
"Oh, yeah, we probably shouldn't have gave it to them."
But did you hear what he said? He said that in hindsight, he doesn't think Qatar should have got the World Cup because Qatar's too small a country. Nothing else. You know,
Yeah,
there was
nothing
nothing
else.
about
None of the human rights violations. Just
human rights violations.
I imagine
and
he said that
time
and
of
then
year.
said, "Next question."
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Or
There's
at
your
the end of it, he
answer.
just went, and that's all I've got to say about Qatar, and just walked out.
I did. So the whole controversy about the
The armbands.
captain's armbands. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
the
producer
One
John.
Love.
John,
The
you're
One
very
Love.
good at being producer John. I must
See
say.
that? I've read your mind. I'm already
One
there.
Love armbands.
Green
Thank
lighting
you,
that
John.
thought.
And then they refused to do it because they didn't want Harry Kane to get booked or Gareth Bale to get booked, and then risk them in the games. But couple of ideas on that. Change
Yeah.
your captain every game.
Yeah,
Second idea.
yeah.
Harry Kane then dives in the game.
And get sent
That's-
off.
No, and that's a yellow card anyway. He literally dived in the game. So he
Got
never
booked.
wore the armband because he didn't want to get booked. And then he dives and gets booked.
Oh,
The thing with the armband.
Oh, no balls, man. And I respect, by the way, massive respect to Alex Scott,
Yeah,
who is fantastic at her job.
yeah.
And she wore it.
She did
Yeah.
wear it.
Proud. Yeah.
I-
I'm
you know,
proud.
I think, with being at risk of sounding a little bit strong here, I think not wearing the armband is actually an absolute disgrace. I think it's terrible. I think that
Said
the-
Hitler to Goebbels.
I think that I think that England and the FA have just absolutely bottled it, and I think that it was a symbol that even though in England we're a long way away from true equality, I guess, but that England were willing to step out on a football pitch and wear the armband and say that they believe that we should all be equal and everyone should have equal rights, and to not do it under pressure from essentially the administration, I think it's terrible.
Yeah, but
And then
doesn't-
they do the knee. They do the knee because FIFA are happy for them to do the knee. It's a political statement. It's a social statement. It's just that FIFA have had a look at it, haven't they, in their meetings, and they think it's acceptable.
Yeah, I think as well, like, to shine a light on the FA backing down to it is because equality is not there in England either.
yeah.
It's still not there. Like, if you look at like the social classes and like men and women, gender pay gap and everything, like England's not a shining example around the world. But to stand out on a pitch where the entire world is watching and put that message out there, I think would have been massive. But these corporations, these organizations are just, I just don't see the points in them anymore, to be honest. We're playing.
This
like,
is starting
imagine,
to sound like a revolution, right? We were talking about Cuba earlier.
Imagine hasta la
Yeah.
victoria siempre, comrade. Right? Imagine being at home, Tom. I like, John, it'd be the same for you. The winter watching a World Cup
Yeah.
is just bizarre anyway.
It is bizarre.
It's
Yeah.
bizarre. Everything about this is bizarre.
You know what? This is still game of the week, by the way.
Or is it
Yeah.
guitar?
It
But
is
it's
game of the
bizarre.
week, but another point that I will make before we move on, and the bizarre World Cup that continues to surprise us, was that the stadium announcer at the end of the Qatar-Ecuador game said that there was 67,000 people in the stadium, which is amazing, really, considering that the stadium only holds 60,000 people. So I don't know what that was about. And they reckon thousands of people left, with 30 minutes of the game to go.
Ugh.
So I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure where they're getting the stats and info from, but
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of tight shots on the crowd or on the pitch away from the crowd, I'm sure.
I think there's going to be a lot of it. Right, that was game one. We really did get into it.
What was the game again?
It was Qatar versus Ecuador.
Doesn't matter
wasn't
where
it?
you
It's
bloody
2-0.
armbands, England, you cowards.
See? You guys hate England.
No, we
Scousers.
don't.
Oh my God, I'm taking out on England. I'm Wales as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm American, so we hate everybody. All right.
No, you
Freedom.
don't, you don't hate freedom, John.
We hate it. We hate the British. Don't you remember the Revolutionary War? I was 17 when it happened.
John took up arms.
Yeah.
John
remember.
marched into Washington.
I was fighting with No, before there was even a Washington. It was with General Washington. You know, you guys don't know your American history, do you?
No, I know.
Sad.
I know.
Sad.
I know that.
That's a time period we try and forget as Brits.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about our defeats.
First big L that England took.
Yeah.
You know what history is like in school in England, John?
What's that?
The Nazis were evil.
Yeah,
We
that's what.
won. The
yeah.
end.
Yep.
But sir, what about Ireland?
Yeah,
Doesn't matter. But sir,
I know. Well, I have a.
doesn't matter. But sir, the Empire.
Well, in the States, all it was the Revolutionary War and then Vietnam. But we
Yeah.
also had, there's World War II. They loved teaching us about that. Luckily, I married an Irish Egyptian woman to fill me in on all the other stuff. So now I'm a well-rounded American. I only play in ignoramus on TV. I green lighted that one.
It's his persona. Back to the football.
Sorry,
Number
guys,
2.
yeah.
No, it's fine, eh?
I like
Too political.
Yeah.
Let's keep politics and sports separate.
This party political broadcast was sponsored by John Sharkey. England's game number 2 and game of the week. Jack, from one Englishman to another. England 6, Iran 2.
It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming home. What a game, Tom.
Is it a sign, Jack, that England can go on and win the World Cup? It's a massive win.
You know me. I watch every single England game, especially this one. And I just love. I've got World Cup fever for England, Tom.
It sounds like it, mate.
From
It
start
sounds
to
like
finish.
Yeah, I can feel it from here.
it.
I'm gonna start painting my face. With the
Oh
St.
yeah,
George's
the St. George Cross.
Yeah.
You know what? Me too. Let's go for it. You and me.
Let's all get one. Why don't we get a little one?
Let's just go get tattoos on our
little-
face.
A little tattoo on the back.
On the bottom of the back. It's
Yeah.
coming home.
Yeah, I'll get it on my love handle.
Oh, mate, my love handles are getting far too big. Look, England look good. They really did look good. I
Jude
think
Bellingham, by the way.
Jude
Yeah.
Bellingham.
What a guy.
Everyone wants him, don't they? He's good. He's really good. He's got it.
Got it in abundance.
We've got to sign him. Liverpool have got to go for him. I think everyone will be going for him. But look, England just all over every player who seemed to attack looked like they could score at any time. Maguire hit the bar. Maguire played well.
It's weird how he's good with England, isn't it?
He played well. He was strong. And Luke Shaw as well at left back. He was really good. But look, England goals all over the pitch. Saka's got, he got us 2 goals as well.
Yep.
Which I thought was important for him because he missed that pen, didn't he, in the Euros?
Yeah, I really felt for the kid during that, man. That was rough to watch. Even though
He's
my
so
Irish
young,
wife
man.
was cheering at the top of
Yeah.
her lungs,
Yeah. Yeah.
which,
His
it's exciting to
Instagram,
watch
the
in
Instagram
itself.
comments were hard to watch after it too.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm sure they were very measured,
Calm. Nice, calm comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I felt for him. And he looks like he could be a bit of a player for England in this World Cup.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think, look, let's be honest. It was the easiest game of the group, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say this is another situation where this is another Ecuador Qatar. I mean, Iran doesn't have an amazing squad.
They do have nuclear deterrence, though, John.
They do.
They do,
Hey, how about
apparently.
if we're gonna be all political on this one?
Yeah.
Did you see that Iran didn't sing the national anthem?
Oh, yeah?
Mm.
Yeah. And people were belly aching about not letting Iran play in this World Cup. Oh, they shouldn't even let them play.
Mm.
But you have to think about it. These players aren't the government. People
No.
are protesting in the streets of Iran against the theocracy.
Yeah. No,
And
absolutely.
yet, in the United States, the Republican Party's trying to build one every 4 years. So, it's pretty hypocritical. But you got to hand it to them.
Like it's not like John. I give you a bit of hard time in the beginning for being an American,
It's fine. I can take it.
but
Yeah.
like it's not your fault where you're from.
No,
You know what I
it's
mean?
not.
Like, and you still have the pride of playing for your country, but you don't have to agree with what your country does.
100%.
So, and I think it's a bit hard that athletes have always got to be like role models, and you know what I mean, and them just not singing in itself is a huge stance.
Well, it puts
Fans
them
in
in
the crowd
danger
crying.
too,
Well,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
and it's just like things have got to change everywhere.
Yep.
The World Cup's always a funny one for that, like look at like Russia hosted the last one, didn't they?
Yeah.
No
Look
one
at it.
likes Russia anymore.
I was like, Russia, that really I mean, looking back on that one,
Yeah.
things have certainly turned against Russia's favor since 2018.
You know,
I
you
can't-
know what I will say though, and I'm not defending Qatar and I'm not defending Russia, is every time we have a major tournament,
Mm.
there is a problem. There's a big problem. So obviously with Qatar, it's workers' rights and human rights and equality. In Russia, it was more of the same sort of thing.
Same in Brazil.
Back in Brazil, it was all about Brazil's not safe and all of the favelas and the gangs and all of that sort of stuff. And then I can't remember which one was before that. But there seems to be, there's always like a bit of a problem. There's always a bit like an issue.
Oh,
with
there
the
was
host
Joburg in
nation.
2010.
Joburg, exactly.
They have vuvuzelas.
Yeah. That is probably the biggest crime that's ever taken place in Joburg. Yeah. The vuvuzelas.
They were shocking. They were brilliant the first time I watched the game, and I was like, "Oh my God,
Apartheid is not the issue. Apartheid is not the issue. The vuvuzela is the issue."
And it's Vuvuzela and Paul Simon's Graceland.
And it was like, we're off to a World Cup. We're going. This is it. It's World Cup. And then 20 minutes into the game, it was like, are they gonna use the vuvuzelas all game? Because it got really annoying, didn't it? It was really annoying.
What's your least favorite thing about the World Cup, and why is it the Mexican wave?
I'm not mates with other people.
Okay.
I don't
get
want to
that.
wave with them.
Yeah.
I hate like being forced to stand up. It's like, no, I'm sitting here. I'll
John's
stand up
taking-
when I want to. When I have to go take a
John's
leak or
taking
there's
a
like a big
stance.
thing in the game. When they do it at baseball games in the States, I'm like, all right, okay.
John
We going
nearly
home?
dropped his F-bomb there.
Yeah,
John nearly dropped his
I'm
F-bomb.
saving it.
Seen you catch you.
Yeah, you did.
He's like,
I was
listen,
back-
guy, this is my 18 inches of seat, guy.
Yeah,
If I want to sit on it, guy, I'm going to sit on it, guy.
my Philly accent comes out when the Mexican wave happens. Yo, dude, what are you doing? It's dollar dog night. I'm getting up to get another hot dog. See your ass down.
Drop your
No,
hot
I mean-
dog, man.
I loved the wave when I was a kid.
It's fun, isn't it? It is.
We
it's
didn't
fun,
call it the
it's
Mexican
friendly.
wave. That was new for me. It was just a wave.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why we call it the Mexican wave.
well, you're not the only ones. I think the rest of the world calls it. America has to, sterilize it or, take the word Mexican out of it because everyone in America is so afraid of
Of
foreigners.
Mexicans.
Seriously,
But
ridiculous.
What are they going to do when they host the World Cup there next time?
It's gonna be fantastic. I don't care. I'm going.
Oh man,
You're
we
gonna
should
go?
definitely go.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So it's
There's
Canada,
a-
Mexico, and America, isn't it?
Well, it's Canada, Mexico, and America. I really want to go to the game in Mexico City, whatever it is. I don't think they've announced anything like that. Like
Mexico City, it'd be unbelievable.
yeah, when
Imagine
it
the-
is. I mean,
Imagine the queue at the wall, though.
yeah. Well, Donald Trump will be the president again, so he'll sort all that stuff
That's
out.
what-
You'll
I'm
look
get,
sorry.
forward
you'll
to.
get a tunnel made,
Yeah.
won't he? Straight into Mexico City.
Yep, it's
He's
basically.
a top fella, isn't he?
Yeah,
Trumpy.
great guy. He's just great business acumen.
And he's always got that year-round sort of tan, hasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. So look, England fans, we're back. We are back for game of the
on.
week.
It's gonna
Hey,
happen.
England. I don't know if it's coming home, but it's certainly looking good. England are looking quite good. Loads of depth in the team, and I think England will be all right. Right. Number one this week for
Game of the week.
we say hello to the USA. They drew with Wales 1-1.
Oh yeah.
John, World Cup fever. How you feeling? First
okay.
game, Wales.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. Did you sing that in front of the TV this morning?
I couldn't believe that there are other teams in this World Cup besides the United States. That's how American I am. No,
Where's Arkansas, man?
Yeah, why
I
aren't
want to
all
play
fi-
against Arkansas.
They should just have all 50 states have a team. That's the World Cup. All right? No, I'm not the biggest United States soccer fan. I got into soccer, I got into English soccer, honestly, to start drinking at 7 in the morning.
Nice.
I mean, honestly, someone's like, hey, do you want to come to this pub? You can drink, and it's 7 a.m. and it's acceptable. Great. I mean, I didn't get into it through the American team, so I don't really have a great fondness or feel a great connection, being someone who hasn't really lived there in a long time. But I don't know. I did find I found myself with my son this morning, kind of like gritting my teeth every time Gareth Bale was on the screen. This stupid man bun.
Yeah, what a player.
Sorry, yours is beautiful, Joe.
Let me just take my hair out to the
No,
bubbles.
no, you got yours isn't up on the top of your head.
Jax isn't as organised as Gareth Bale's. Gareth Bale's looks a little bit like
It's like no, his is like it's like a troll. When you take a troll doll and I'm still a little pissed off at him for scoring against the Philadelphia Union in the MLS Cup too. That sent that into pens, and then the Union lost. But I don't know. Yeah, I found myself really getting behind the United States team this morning.
John and the Spanish press have so much in common, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and
just go and play golf, Gareth.
I was gonna say, like all of his teammates have hated him historically, right? Because he doesn't hang out; he just goes and plays golf, right?
Yeah, don't blame him.
But yeah, I found myself. I mean, I don't know. You guys watched the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pulisic looked good at times. He does. That's his problem. Career-wise, he looks good at times. He's never consistently decisive or fluid, and you could see him pulling back or thinking too hard. He doesn't just play. He's just got to let it go. That's his problem.
I
Do you
really
think
like
it's an attitude
Pulisic.
thing?
So do I. I like him
really
too.
Like him.
Yeah.
But he gets inside his own head a lot of the time, and he finds the lack of decision making on the field. You could just see him like his mind overworking every situation.
Because he's got everything.
He does.
He's got everything.
He's fast. He's got both feet. He's good looking. He's handsome. He's from Pennsylvania, just like me. He's got everything.
He's got everything going for him.
And he's a Champions League winner.
And he's
with Chelsea.
That's true.
Yeah.
Pulisic started up front with Josh Sargent and Weir. Weir scored a really good goal, to be fair to him.
It was good.
The front three for USA, they look like they could cause anyone problems.
Yeah.
And then I think if you start delving deeper into that squad, I think
it's not very deep.
Problem town, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's not great. I mean, what's his name from Leeds came on and looked
Aronson.
Yeah, Aronson, a bit average. He didn't really make much of a difference. Kellen Acosta came on and made had a nice foul on Gareth Bale, so
That was
he's
a
always got.
that was a crazy foul, man.
It was
Love that.
ridiculous.
Right
hates
through the
golf,
back
then.
of Bale.
Yeah, he hates
Hates-
golf.
Hates golf.
Insane. But to be fair, Wales they took Dan James off, who we talked about last week on the pod, didn't he? He scored a good goal for Fulham. And Dan James came off for Kiefer Moore, who's been doing really well for Bournemouth. And it just completely changed the game, didn't it? Wales had a bit of an outball.
Yeah.
Instead of just Bale.
Around that time, it was just the game kind of switched. The United States dominated possession in the first half. They looked like the team that was gonna kind of not run away with it, but dictate terms. And then, Kiefer Moore.
Did you guys see the news about Nico Williams?
What about him?
So just before the game, he found out his granddad had died.
Oh, that's not great.
Yeah.
I did not hear that.
What a
No.
whirlwind of emotions that is.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, first of all, fair play to him for going and stepping on a football pitch.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm glad that you said that just then, because I was just about to rip into him for playing weird onside for the USA Cup.
Any other one on his mind?
He had things going on. Oh, that's a real shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
So is he
Like
going to stay? Is he going to stay at the World Cup?
Yeah, I think so. As long as he don't get knocked out,
Well, that was my
we don't
next.
have a choice.
Well,
That
who's
was
going
my
to win
next
this group?
question.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that's a good question to lead into my question. Who's winning this? Of all the groups, who's going to win this one, or who's going to get out of this one? Do you think Wales does it?
I think England win the group.
I know England's going to win the group. I mean, you know what I mean. Who's
Who else gets
advancing?
out?
Excuse me.
I think
Iran.
I think Wales get out.
You think they do?
I think they do.
Yeah.
Because I think they'll turn up against England. They won't want to get beat against England.
Yeah,
true,
that's
true.
the.
Mind you,
But
no
you
one wants to get beat by England.
You don't think the USA is going to coast past that England squad?
Look, I think USA will beat Iran.
USA
Yeah.
Iran's gonna get tasty.
That's
Yeah,
going to
it
be a
is gonna
great
be.
game.
There's gonna be lots of
It's going to be interesting.
missile barbs, Contra.
And so I don't. I think Wales will get out. I think USA will just miss out.
I can see Wales going through.
Yeah, as much as it pains me to say it, I think it's gonna be England Wales. It would be nice to see the USA get out of this group, but I don't know. It's gonna take something spectacular, I think.
We'll see. It's
Yeah.
the World Cup, isn't it?
It is.
Anything can happen.
I think.
Just
I
gotta
think
make it to the dance, bro.
USA beat England last time they played, didn't they? At the World Cup.
Yeah.
Clint Dempsey scored from like 25 yards out, and Rob Green. Rob Green. Oh, Rob. A goalkeeper who, like, to people who listen to the pod regularly, I like Rob. Like, I used to be a goalkeeper. Like, not a great goalkeeper by any means, but a goalkeeper.
It was Rob Green.
And neither was Rob Green, but I really liked Rob Green. I don't know why. I just liked him. And I found myself always defending him like he was me mate every time someone would have a pop at him because of the goal he missed, the shot he missed from Clint Dempsey. Right, look, let's have a really quick break, guys. That was the longest ever game of the week that has ever been played or probably ever will be played. But they were the 3 games. Lads, get yourselves a drink, get whatever you want, because when we come back, it's maybe not the greatest game ever made. It's the second greatest game ever made. It's Name That Club, and it's World Cup edition.
So is it named that country?
No, it's Name That Club World Cup edition. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Name That Club World Cup edition. John, do you play this game when you're at home?
I do sometimes. My son loves it, even though he's too young to know most of the answers, but he really likes it. We listen to
I
the
feel like
podcast
I'm
in the
too
car a
young
lot.
sometimes. I'm awful at naming that.
Wish I could say that.
Well, either way, we're going to play it. And if you're playing at home, John's lad, let's see how many you can get.
Yeah, I'll abstain from answering this one.
What's your son's name, John?
Also, is also named John.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So is he
he's the 4th.
John
I'm the
Sharkey
3rd.
the fourth?
Yeah,
Not to be confused with John Starkey.
no,
Third.
not John. No, I told I told him he didn't have to name his kid the fifth. That's because there's only actually 4 Jaws movies, so that's
Yeah,
where it
they-
can end.
That's where it ends.
And that's
Yep.
where they went wrong with Star Wars. They just carried on making them, and they just got worse.
I think it would be better if they stopped making Star Wars and just kept making Jaws movies. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like Jaws in space, like
I
they did with like the Leprechaun movies.
Mm.
Leprechaun in space, Leprechaun in the Hood. Remember that one?
I don't remember that, but I do remember Chucky. I remember seeing all the Chucky
Yeah.
ones.
Jason X 2000.
Yeah.
Jason H2O, whatever it was called.
Yeah, Freddy versus Jason. Right, this is Name That Club. Are you
Name
ready,
that
guys?
club. Name that club.
If you're playing at home, get out your pens and paper. Let's see if you can get 5 out of 5. I think the most Jack's got so far is 2. Mark sent us a message in last week and he said 2. He got 2 as well. So let's see how you guys can do today. Interested to see who wins, Jack or John. A little bit of a friendly rivalry. Question number 1. After his World Cup heroics for Ghana in 2010, Asamoah Gyan signed for which Premier League club? After his World Cup heroics for Ghana in 2010, Asamoah Gyan signed for which Premier League club?
I love the thinking music you put in this.
Yeah, little elevator music.
Yeah, it's a.
Question number 2. Which Premier League club has the most players participating in the 2022 World Cup? Just going to drink some peppermint tea. It's good for you. Question number 3. Emmanuel Petit scored in France's World Cup final win over Ronaldo's Brazil in 1998. At the time, he played for Arsenal. Which other Premier League club did he play for? Emmanuel Petit scored in France's World Cup final win over Ronaldo's Brazil in 1998. At the time, he played for Arsenal. Which other Premier League club did he play for? French legend. I think he had a man bun as well, I think.
Yeah, he had a ponytail.
Ponytail, yeah.
What's the difference, I ask?
Number 4. Which English club, led by Sam Allardyce, did Nigerian legend JJ Okocha play for? Which English club, led by Sam Allardyce, did Nigerian legend JJ Okocha play for? What a player. Skillful. Doing like ball juggling. I'd never seen that in the Premier League until I seen JJ Okocha.
Just at the circus.
Just ball juggling. Yeah, with a football though. And number 5, David Beckham scored a last-minute 25-yard free kick for England against Greece. In which club stadium did he score?
Oof.
So you got to name the club stadium. The clubs.
What year was it?
2002. It was to qualify for the 2002 World Cup.
Oof.
Right. Okay then, guys. Question number 1. The answer. After his World Cup heroics for Ghana in 2010, Asamoah Gyan signed for which Premier League club?
Sunderland?
It was Sunderland.
Yep.
He scored 10 goals in 34 games for the Black Cats. Number 2, which Premier League club has the most players participating at the 2022 World Cup? John?
Bournemouth.
Manchester City.
Yes!
16.
Yes!
Number 3, Emmanuel Petit scored in France's World Cup final win over Ronaldo's Brazil in 1998. At the time, he played for Arsenal. Which other Premier League club did he play for, Jack?
I went random. I wanted to go Chelsea before this one, and then I went Man City, so I went Chelsea on this one.
It was Chelsea.
It was Chelsea,
2001 to 2004. Number 4, which English club led by Sam Allardyce did Nigerian legend JJ Okocha play for, John?
Is it Hull?
You know what? He did play for Hull, but the answer is
this
Bolton
isn't this.
Wanderers.
It was
Bolton.
Bolton. That's right.
He did. He played for Hull.
Sorry.
That's
That's
right, John.
Sorry, I let America down, really. Fuck me. See, there it is. I saved it for this.
That was so worth it.
It was so worth it. It was really good. And David Beckham, number 5. David Beckham
I know this
scored
one, motherfucker.
last minute, 25-yard free kick for England against Greece. In which club stadium did he score, Jack?
I have a Panathinaikos, but I don't know.
Incorrect. What do you say, John?
Old Trafford?
Yeah, it's Old Trafford.
Yeah.
So if you said Old
Greece.
if you said
Yeah.
Old Trafford,
Oh.
if you said Old Trafford or Manchester United, you can have it.
Yeah.
Guys, do let us know how you got on with that one. Right. Cheeky break, and then we're coming back, and it's into the Quickfire Forum.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I got 4 out of 5, by the way.
Oh, you got 4 out of 5. How many did you get, John?
I knew Chelsea, and I got 3.
3.
Yeah.
Hey, well done, lads. You said the best. And when we come back, we'll do Quickfire Forum.
Pretty good for an American.
Not bad for an American.
Hi guys, welcome back to another section of today's podcast.
There you go.
There you go. I've just been produced.
There it is.
I'm not saying the final because it's not true. There'll be more. There'll be more. It's been quite a long pod today. I think we've all enjoyed this. We've enjoyed having John here. But we like to throw it out to the people out there, and we like to do the Quickfire Forum where you send in your questions and we try and answer them as best we can. So question number 1, and really quite a big question, Tom.
Mm.
In the Quickfire Forum.
Yeah.
Which team was better? Brazil's 2002 World Cup side or Spain's 2010 World Cup side? And this was asked by a friend of the pod, Jake.
Hey. How's it going, Jake?
Jakey.
Jake. John, Jake is a Blue Nose, big Everton fan.
Oof. Woof.
He's proper, like he actually goes to the game and stuff.
No, that's good. Good for him.
And he's a proper nice lad. So
Yeah, I'm sure he's a wonderful guy.
I'm
sure he's real cool.
He's a real cool guy.
Good kind heart. He's got
Yeah.
kind eyes.
I think
Jackie, I love you.
I'll let John answer first on what team he thinks would win.
Oh,
I'm gonna try and get all the info, and then I'm gonna say right at the end who I think.
yeah. I think Brazil 2002. I mean, I rewatched both of the finals today just to get. I don't know. That Brazilian team was just relentless. Have you watched the replay of that anytime? And then
I've watched the highlights. I've watched
Yeah.
the highlights because
they were just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, when you got Kleberson taking your first 4 shots on goal, I mean, that's your guy. That's getting those off with the other players on that team. I mean, it's just
he was really, I think, in that team really underestimated probably.
Yeah, 100%.
Look at them other players around him.
Yep.
He played in, well, according to the internet, but Brazil set up with a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-1-2 at least. And he's playing next to Gilberto Silva, who was brilliant for Arsenal at the time.
Fantastic player.
Roberto Carlos, Cafu, who arguably is the best ever right back. Cafu, however you want to say it, in history of the game. Ronaldinho, Rivaldo.
Yep.
And the Ronaldo up front.
Best haircut in football history.
Cleberson, man, he's a good player.
Yeah, Cleberson, funny enough, a few years ago was my son's coach, or one of my son's coaches.
What?
Where was this?
Yeah, this was 2017, 2016 maybe. My son played for the Philadelphia Union Youth Academy. He got picked at the first year they did the U8 team. And he got, like 1 billion kids in the Philadelphia area tried out. But he was one of the 40 kids that made it. And one of the coaches was, I was like, is that Cleberson? and none of the dads around me knew who he was.
Oh, that's so cool.
Nobody knew. I'm like, are you serious? I talked to him. Not
How
much.
How did you go about talking to him?
I just went up to him. He was like, palling around with a few kids, and it was on Wednesday night. Just kind of sauntered my way up to him on the field. I was like, so, yeah. So, yeah, World Cup, man. Said something really embarrassing like that, or like, yeah, cool. So you played for some clubs, huh? And not a lick of English, just nothing.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's in Philly because of his football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
What a
said
legend.
something really embarrassing. I mean, like, it was such an awkward dad icebreaker that I don't even if he could speak English, I don't think he would want to speak
I
to me.
like the idea that you were like one of the few or one of the only people who recognized him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was another. What was?
Do you think he went home to his wife that night and said, "Spoke to a lovely guy today, but he didn't speak a lick of Portuguese"? Really awkward fella, but nice,
Yeah,
nice
really
fella.
nice
Like
guy, shiny bald head.
it was
Very
Moby.
manicured. Yeah, he was real nice though. But yeah,
That's
it was.
awesome.
It's
Was
very.
he a good coach?
He was good. He's good with the kids. I mean, he could communicate enough with all the kids enough to tell them where to go and how to do things. I mean, there were 8-year-old kids too. So they were just kind of in awe of the stuff that he could do with his feet. It was awesome. Man. Yeah, it was cool.
I'm just looking as well now at the other players who make up that Brazil team. Back three of Lucio, Edmilson, and Rocky Jr. and Marcos in goal. I don't think I remember Marcos. I don't think I remember him. But I must have done. I must have had an idea of who he was. He's a World Cup winning goalkeeper. But Brazil were good. They were really
Yeah, they were
good.
great.
And that game against England in the semi-final when Ronaldinho scored that free kick cross thing that lobbed David Seaman. And yeah, man. And I look back and I watched that game back, the final against Germany as well. Oliver Kahn in goal. And Ronaldo was just like unplayable.
Everywhere? Yeah, like unreal.
Unplayable.
What that man did after having his knee rebuilt
Yeah.
is just phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, bionic. Unreal.
He's awesome, isn't he? I wonder how truly Barcelona fans feel about him, because he was a Barcelona player, wasn't he? I think he did 1 year at Barca, didn't he? And he was outstanding. I think he led them to the Cup Winners' Cup or the UEFA Cup or one of them two. And then he went to Inter, and then he went back to play for Real Madrid. But I think he's still really well regarded by Barcelona fans, even though he made that change. Right, let's talk about Spain, because these babies were just the best football team I've ever seen. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
These were the best international team I've seen. Spain's team of 2010, led by Vicente Del Bosque, who'd won a couple of Champions Leagues, I think, with Real Madrid at the time. Great mustache. But Scolari for Brazil, he had a mustache as well, I think, when Brazil won the World Cup.
Southgate's growing it out right now.
He is, yeah. Big, nice,
it's still November, isn't it? He's getting
getting a nice big bushy mustache to go with his waistcoats.
If you look at the players in that team, I remember this team so well.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's just littered with Barcelona and Real Madrid players, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most of them. I think, in fact, looking at that team, I think maybe only Capdevila is the non-Real Madrid or Barcelona player who started the final.
David Villa have been at them at the time, or would he have been at Valencia?
He might have been at, I can tell you actually, I've got it here. David Villa was playing for Valencia at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few Valencia players. David Silva.
And Captivia was he Villarreal? Captivia?
I think he might have been. Yeah, I think he might have been.
But yeah,
Um,
it's just phenomenal. PK Puyol, what a partnership!
Yeah.
back four. Sergio Ramos was a right back at the time, wasn't he?
Wow.
Sergio Ramos, Piqué, Puyol, Capdevila, and then you've got Busquets and Alonso just sitting in there, just controlling things. Xavi just sitting in front, basically doing whatever he wants to do. And on the right side, you've got Andres Iniesta. On the left, Pedro. And then you've got David Villa up front, who was unbelievable, really. And that team as well, Fernando Torres couldn't get in the starting lineup all too often in that team. Which says a lot about David Villa.
All right, look at that. I've got the bench. Albiol, Fabregas, Torres, Victor Valdez,
Yeah, Victor
Juan
Valdez.
Mata,
Yeah, because obviously Casillas in goal, isn't he?
Arbeloa, Oriente, Martinez, Jesus Navas, Pepe Reina. That was the squad.
Cesc.
Insanity.
Cesc Fabregas as well.
Yeah, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this is
I don't
this could be the best football team ever in history.
Iker Casillas was so good.
Yeah.
But
He loved the camera save as well.
he did love a camera save, yeah.
That one, that tip it round the post up.
Yeah.
Just tip it over the bar.
Yeah. And you know what I liked about Casillas? He had the short sleeves.
Short sleeve shirt.
I like that. You don't get many goalkeepers doing that.
Yeah. It's a good look. Solid look.
But look, like looking at these two teams, if you've got Ronaldinho playing in the number 10 position there, getting in between Busquets and Alonso, trying to cause some problems there, maybe this Brazil team would have a chance, like. But I don't know. For me,
Yeah.
I think Spain would win it. I think Spain are the best team. What do you guys think? Let's give Jake an answer before we move on.
Spain were just total football at the time, weren't they?
Yeah.
Play it off the pitch.
Yeah.
Relentless.
Have we changed your mind, John?
Yeah, I think you have. I'm
Yes.
Quickfire Fodder!
Yeah, save
Vivo España.
God.
Good question,
Really is.
Jake.
Great
That was a
question.
really good question.
Any
Yeah, it was
more,
good.
any more like that? If anyone's got any great teams that they'd like to pitch up against each other, or maybe great players, and you want us to have a chat or whatever, I think next week we'd like to have a little chat about kits, because I know we all love a good kit, don't we?
Oh
You know,
my
one
God,
more thing
love
I
'em.
will say.
Yeah.
Iniesta and Xavi. I always liked how they swapped the 6 and the 8. So for Barcelona, Xavi always wore 6.
Oh yeah.
You know, Iniesta, right? I remember watching Iniesta in La Liga, I think it was, and the ball's being cleared out from his own, he's defending a corner, and the ball gets cleared out, and it's come to him on the edge of his own box, and he's surrounded by players. And he doesn't panic. He does the most outrageous Cruyff turn. And just turns and then sends Barcelona on this counter-attack. And I hadn't seen it replicated until Nat Phillips did it in the San Siro against AC Milan. He did it to Zlatan, didn't he? So Nat Phillips, as skillful.
Yes.
Nat Phillips could have got in either of these teams.
Yeah, easily.
Easily. He could have played in that back three for Brazil. Guys, before we move on to our fixtures that we're going to look ahead to this week, Golden Boot winner, who do you fancy? And why?
Oh, jeez.
Go on, John.
Jack, take
Pressure
this
on
one.
you. Go on,
No,
John.
You
I
go
don't
first,
know.
John. Go on, John.
Golden Boot winner.
Producer John.
Well, who's the odds-on favorite for it this year? Is it Kane?
I think Kane's up there. Messi's up there.
Yeah, Messi's probably gonna get somewhere close.
I think probably Mbappe will be up there.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is gonna be hard. I mean,
I will hold you to it as well. Like,
yeah, it's
I will
probably gonna
remind
be
you.
someone from the USA team.
Josh Sargent.
Sarge.
No, I don't know. I mean, because Kane didn't even score yesterday, did he?
No.
Or I
I'm,
mean,
I'm
what?
gonna I'm gonna go a bit out there, Tom. I'm gonna go with surprise.
Yeah.
Darwin Núñez.
Well,
Ooh,
you
that's a
know,
good one.
you know what, Jack? I've backed him.
You've
backed
done
him.
Darwin Núñez.
I've done Darwin Núñez at 41-1.
I think it's a good bet.
It is a good bet, huh?
If you would like surprise a couple, you know.
He's in the goals. He's a big outside favourite.
Yeah,
I'd say, yeah.
that is good. I like that.
It's a good shout.
I'm not a
isn't
betting
it?
man, but I would chuck a couple dollars on that.
For $41, I think I'm gonna put it on as well.
And then obviously you've got your other ones in there, haven't you? You've got your Messi, Mbappe, Neymar.
Yeah,
Brazil might go. Well, I think Brazil will go all the way.
Sorry. I don't
Cristiano.
think Brazil are going all the way. That's nice.
Cristiano. I've backed two players actually. I've also done Raheem Sterling,
that's not a bet shout.
who did get one in the game against Iran, and I
Yeah.
think will play throughout. I think he's one of Southgate's men.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think to be honest, the Golden Boot's always one of them things as well, isn't it? It's generally won by a player who goes all the way.
yeah. I mean,
Lewandowski
we-
could score 9 in the group stages and still not win the thing.
No, but was it the Euros? Torres won it with 4 goals. They were all tap-ins.
Yeah, I think he won it with 4 goals and an assist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he assisted. I think he assisted David Silva for the tap in. I think, and he ended up winning the Golden Boot, didn't he? So look, there's our Golden Boot guesses. And look, they are obviously guesses. You know, we try and have a look at the stats and stuff and see, but that's what we're guessing.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it at all. I was totally unprepared for that one.
No worries. Well, you know what? We didn't ask Courtney either, so we'll be sure to speak to Courtney,
Yeah.
who's back next week, and we're looking forward to having you back, Courtney. So we'll ask Courtney that one as well. Right then, the fixtures ahead as we speak, as we record right now. Argentina lead 1-0 in their game against Saudi Arabia, and I think they've had a couple of goals disallowed for offside as well. Looking ahead to the fixtures, John, France, Australia, first thing in the morning.
Tomorrow's going to be great.
What are you thinking? Have they got a chance? Australia?
I'm 3-0 France. Easily. I mean, I'm not trying to be too harsh on Australia, but I don't see much hope for them getting out of this group or making much noise against somebody like France or anybody like they might do well against Tunisia on Saturday. I might go to the German club to watch that one Saturday night if you want to join me.
Sounds good. Let's
So
go.
that should be an interesting one. That's one that Australia might have a chance, but I don't know. I have friends that have, from Australia that have watched this, football for a long time. One of them told me they don't think they're going to score a single goal in the group stages.
Ouch.
Yeah, I know.
I'd just love to see them go on a run.
I would love to see them do well too.
Just because of how big it get over there,
Yep. And they're kind of like an outlier team, Soccer down here is still a little bit of a, the redheaded cousin, But it would be good to see them kind of codify everybody, bring people together. I agree. It would be awesome. I want them to do gangball. I want them to, go hard, but I don't know. I just don't see it.
They don't have that player.
No.
I think we've spoken about this before, but they used to have a Mark Viduka or a Harry Kewell or a Tim Cahill.
Yeah.
And you look at like the Matildas, the women's team, they've got great quality.
Yep.
They've got Sam Kerr, who's their superstar.
Yeah.
And I think Australia, the men's team, the Socceroos, they don't really have that at the minute. And I think it's going to be tough. But look, if they put 11 men behind the ball and try and counter attack, maybe Adam Moy can maybe produce some magic in the midfield. And
What, you don't think Mitchell Duke is going to be mesmerizing them up front?
No, I don't. But I've been wrong before.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, Australia. If you've seen our social media as well, you'll see that we've changed the colours of our logo to represent the green and gold. We support you guys in it.
100%.
Jack, a game I'm really looking forward to. Obviously, I've put forward Brazil. They play Serbia in Group G. That's going to be an interesting game, I think, because I think Serbia will test Brazil. I think Serbia will test them. Because I've heard a couple of people back Serbia.
Really?
Yeah.
Outright?
Outright, yeah. They're like big odds. I think even Kaka came out and said, like, everyone needs to be watching Serbia. I know sometimes that happens with former players from countries and everything. Coming out and trying to build the other team up a little bit, but I think it might be a bit of a stern test. Look, there's loads of games. There's so many games of football to look forward to.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
But before we move on, before we sort of wrap up proceedings, John, Jack, England versus USA is on Saturday, 6 a.m. Group B, huge game. Let's get score predictions from both of you, please.
30-0 USA, easily.
Makes sense.
You know, I'm just looking at numbers and analytics. You know,
the stats don't lie, do they?
Like I just follow. I mean, like after the pandemic, I just follow the science. So, and this is what the science is telling me.
England to win 2-1. Pulisic to score the first goal.
Yeah. See, my real prediction was kind of close to that. I was going to say England's going to win 3-1. Well, and Pulisic will.
I bet he scores. I bet he scores.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
He's running at these lads every single week.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2-0 England.
Oof.
And I'm going to say Foden to score last.
Ooh, okay.
How about that? Let us know. Let us know what you guys think. Every day on social media, we're putting up all the fixtures with the option for you guys to tell us what your prediction is, basically who you think is going to win. So we're going to be doing that every day. So by all means, jump on there, let us know what you think, and it's just a bit of fun. See if you can get it right. We will have more and more content coming up on social media over the next sort of month for the World Cup. There's going to be lots of stuff going up there. Plus, as we continue into the Premier League season as well, we've got loads of stuff happening. And as Jack mentioned earlier, we will have an international shirt giveaway. Jack, before we ride off into the sunset, mate, do you want to tell people about Message Your Mate?
Yes, I would. Message Your Mate is a campaign that we will battle with and do everything we can for. John, what do you think about Message Your Mate?
It's a great idea. I mean, even before like learning about it through the show, I kind of had a thing where I would randomly just call a friend I hadn't talked to in a while, especially during the pandemic. I even on Twitter, I would put it out there. I'm like, hey, look, I have lots of international minutes. Anyone want to just get in touch, even if we haven't talked for years? Let's go.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to a few of my friends that I hadn't spoken to, maybe texted or, DM'd, but hadn't had a real conversation with for years. It's great. It just leaves you with a great feeling. It is a very cathartic thing to do, and you never regret it. Even if it's awkward, it's still something to, mull over.
100%. It's something like we really believe in here, and it's something I try and practice every single day, because you do find yourself thinking about people who have been in your life or who are in your life, and I'm a believer that if you're thinking about them, they might be thinking about you.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's, throw out the olive branch and just to see how your friend's doing. So if everyone could please do that, and just like let us know how you get on with it. But definitely do it at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Do it for me. Do it for Tom. Do it for big bad producer John.
Mm-hmm.
I think it helps as well because look, we're all expats, you know. Like John's American, we're British, we live in Australia, you know. So we don't have we've all got mates and family and stuff, but we haven't got a huge network over here as if we would if we walked around the streets of our own city. It's very different, you know. So I think it's always brilliant as well, as John mentioned, with Twitter and LinkedIn and, you know, Instagram, whatever platform you want to use. It's great to just reach out to people. If you are enjoying the podcast, which I hope you are, because this is probably the longest one we've ever had, and if you're still here, stay with us, baby. If you are enjoying the pod, why not pass it on to a mate who enjoys football? Just send them a message and just say, hey, Rianne, you like the Premier League? Why don't you listen to this podcast? It's mildly funny. It's mildly football related and interesting, but they do it every week and they're having a good go of it. So send the pod on. Look, guys, thanks so much. It's been an enjoyable time just sitting here and having a cup of tea with you boys and catching up.
You know, it's been a wonderful experience for me. Like I said, you know, even like you put it earlier, you know, we don't have a lot of you know, we don't have a wide net down here in Australia, so it's good to be able to sit down on a Tuesday, just chew the fat, talk about football, talk about sports, you know. So I will apart from my producer green lighting, you can have me on anytime you want. You can have me whenever, guys.
Oh, yeah, well, John, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. But yeah, thank you for coming on. I'm so lonely. I'm gonna message John after this.
Are you okay, mate?
But yeah, thank you guys. It's been a lot of fun. Obviously, we're now into week 1 of the World Cup, just getting into it. I'm sure there's a lot of twists and turns, and we're gonna be here every step of the way.
It's gonna be awesome.
Absolutely, baby. All right, everyone, have a cracking week. Enjoy the World Cup. And we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah.
Episode 15 of Club Football is done and dusted. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks to John for coming on the microphone. He's a brilliant help with the pod, so it was really great to get him in and get his perspective. Courtney's back next week. Courtney, I hope you're having a great holiday. Why not jump on and give us a review, guys? It'd mean the absolute world to us. And, of course, keep an eye on social media. We've got loads of posts going up there with loads of World Cup content, and we really want to know your thoughts. You can also send us a voice note. If you want to send a voice note in, rather than a written question or a thought, and you're happy for it to be part of the podcast, send it in to us on our social media channels and we can put that in the podcast and get your thoughts. But look, thanks so much, everyone. I'm going to go and watch the rest of this Argentina game. It's currently 1-1. Don't know which way it's going to go. Hopefully it's a Saudi Arabia win. Fingers crossed. Guys, love yous. Have a great week. See you soon.